Hey guys, it's NinzyRoo here, and I am back for part 2 of the Tudor Mansion speed build. If you didn't check out if you haven't seen the previous part, I will link that right now in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. I am currently just working on some of the landscape on the exterior, a little pathway up from the street up to the house. And I do play test it to make sure that it's not too steep of a slope so that the sim can get up and down pretty easily. And then I just fill in some landscaping, some plants around the property. I tried to match the existing foliage that you see around the area, and I think I did a pretty good job doing that. But like those trees there with the white trunks, I forget what those type of trees are called. I wish that they were a little bit larger, like the ones that are just right off the lot. But I think it looks all right in the end. And then I do start off with having some fencing using that privacy hedge fencing, but I do get rid of that and decide to go without any fencing around the lot. I just thought maybe even the surrounding areas you could pretend were property. Like this was a huge estate with huge grounds, so maybe some of the surrounding area is property that's owned by whoever lives in this home. And I figured if I fence it off, it kind of, contradicts that idea, I guess. So like I said, I do start with this fencing, but then I do get rid of it. And now we're moving to the interior. I did furnish this little section at the end of the last video, and now I'm just doing some finishing touches, adding some decor items, some clutter, and more suitable lighting. I don't know if I think I did say in the last part, but I'll say it again. All these saucer lights that are in the ceiling, those are there just for building purposes. I do change all those out throughout the home to lighting that better matches the style of this build. So like I said in the previous video, this is a pretty large home. This ground floor or basement level, you could call it even, does have a full bath and laundry room. It has a butler's room with a bathroom attached. What I'm calling like a converted garage or converted stables that has been turned into like a shop area or a workshop for a lot of the skill building items that maybe don't fit in the rest of the home. And then I have a storeroom, a juice cellar, a den, which is what I'm working on right now is the den, the billiards room, which again we don't have pool tables in The Sims 4, but we do have the ping pong table, so I just put that in that room. The bar and the lounge, and then that game room, and then last but not least, there's a courtyard with a nice patio area, and eventually I do put a pool in. So this room is very green and brown, as you can see, a little darker in color, or darker lighting, more subdued lighting, I guess I should say. And I figured this would be kind of like, when you talk about, years back, when there was always like a gentleman's room or like a smoking room, things like that, that would be kind of the aesthetic that I'm going for here. This would be where the men essentially would hang out in those kind of old-fashioned, very dated views of men and women, but that's kind of the idea that I was thinking for this. So it's got a lot of stereotypically masculine furniture, colors, things like that. statues. There's some pictures that have like hunting dogs on them. I don't know if you saw. I just put those up. I thought that would work out well. Like maybe this is one of those estates where they went out on these big hunting parties. This big to do kind of hunting party with their hounds and their horses, and that was, you know, the way they did things early on in the years of this home. And of course, we don't do any of that stuff in The Sims, but again, that was kind of the idea, the feel that I was going for. Right now, I am now working on the butler's room. So I imagine that you just have a single bed in here, which would be adequate. There's a TV, a dresser, a little like futon couch. I think I might put a knitting basket in here, but I could be wrong. I can't remember, but we'll see here in a moment. And I am pulling a few things out in the catalog that I see and placing them in different rooms that I'm thinking of putting them in. For example, like the chess table or the fish tank, things like that. I've got ideas of where I'd like to put that kind of stuff. So I must not have put a knitting basket in the butler's room, but I do have that box from City Living, and then a sugar skull shelf. So maybe the butler, you know, has collected some of that stuff. And I think I also have a catfish up on the wall. This is the attached bathroom, so this would be the butler's own bathroom. All the bathrooms are furnished very similarly, same decor throughout the whole home. I was going to cut all of those out, but I had decided to leave a fair amount of them in. I think I removed them in the screenshots though, just because, you know, you see one bathroom, you've seen them all. And then this is a combination laundry and bathroom. I do make a few changes in here so that I can add a litter box and the broom that goes on the wall, but this is generally basically the layout. And then you'll see I'm placing some holiday items in that room that's just to the left of the bathroom, and I'm also placing the juice cooler or wine cooler, or whatever you want to call it, in that other room. So I've got a storeroom right next to the laundry, and then in that little nook underneath where the front door landing would be is where the wine cellar is. So this would have been a storage room for, perishable goods, you know, like where they would store potatoes and where they would store onions and things that eventually will go bad but maybe keep for a long time. That was my idea, is that this would have been that room that was used for that, because it's a little cooler. There's no windows, so sunlight's not going to penetrate the room. But so I do put a few little things like that in there, but for the most part, it's turned into just a basic storage room. I do put a shelving unit in there that seems to have some food items on it that I think came with Get to Work, maybe, for the restaurant stuff. And so I do put that. Excuse me, I'm yawning. It's very late where I'm at, so a little tired here. So there's those shelving units that I was talking about. I was going to put 2 in here, but I ended up just doing 1. But yeah, I just wanted it to look like that this is where they store, their excess goods and also their holiday decorations. I love that blue tote that we got with Outdoor Retreat for like. Looks like it has like camping goods and stuff in it, but I really like the looks of that. I wish we had more items like that. Just clutter items that seem to have a very distinct purpose for storing stuff. I think that's pretty neat. So this here is that juice cellar or wine cellar, whatever you want to call it. And I do put a few of those cabinets in. I put I think some more hanging, yeah, some racks of wine, and then of course I do put those barrels that look like ale barrels in there as well. And then this is that workshop slash garage space that's been converted. And I'm just pulling out, like, again, a few items that I think would work here in this area as I go through. I played around with the configuration of this room quite a lot, as you can see, trying to figure out where I wanted to place items, you know, without it looking like just the walls were covered and there was just this big open space in the middle. So I do put that table for flower arranging kind of there in the middle, and then I end up putting the archaeology table kind of in the middle of the room as well. And then this here is the art studio. I figured at one point, you know, when the downstairs where the workshop is, when that was stables, maybe this would have been like a hayloft kind of idea, and then they've, you know, just finished it off a little bit nicer and converted it for art studio, which you can access with the ladder, but then you can also access it with a door from the main floor off the kitchen. And I put a couple easels in here and some of the you know, canvases that lean against the door, and I don't know, just a few little like items that maybe your sim would like to paint, like those the box with the fruit and the baskets on it. And I think, I could be wrong, but I think one of those easels is a portable easel, so that your sim could put it in their inventory and take it, you know, out onto the property, or, you know, wherever they want to go, if they go into town, things like that. If it's not, then I would recommend, you know, doing that, just because that room, it's not, I like to have my sims paint from reference a lot of the time if they're high enough skill, and there's not a lot of good items to paint from reference in that room, just a few still art type things. So now we're working on the kitchen, so I get a nice big island in there, and I can't remember if I do it off camera or if I do it on camera, but I do end up putting a dining table in here. I kind of merge it in with the island counter, and it just seats 3 chairs at it, but I figure that's probably plenty because we do have the big formal dining room that we're going to be furnishing here pretty soon. And then this little nook has coffee, popcorn machine, ice cream machine, and I call that the butler's pantry. You know, that's where a lot of the appliances go that you necessarily don't want sitting out in your kitchen. That being said, it could have been a little bigger, and so we could have put the microwave and the teapot and stuff in there as well, but I didn't really have any other room to expand that without making the kitchen smaller, and I wanted a nice grand kitchen, you know, that suited this big house. So here we are in the screenshots, just showing the kitchen and all the art studio, and then also the downstairs. And in the next part, we will be furnishing the rest of the second floor and the upstairs. I thank you for watching. I hope everybody is well and safe, and I will talk to you next time.